Are we back? Second episode, new studio, new kicks, new shirt, new hat. I mean, I feel like I'm doing this like because it's a big deal, but it's not. It's just because I'm going on vacation, so I keep on shopping. And say, well, that's a good episode. That's it's a good outfit for the next episode. Um, listen, I'm very pumped to be back today because I'm in the mood to talk fights. We don't have anybody, steering the ship away. We don't have any guests today in studio.
Bro.
And I'm not referring to Burrell. No, he keeps it interesting. That guy's always welcome on the show, obviously. No, but we do have two guests on today remotely. We're going to be doing a lot more remote guests as a way to really just keep the show getting bigger and moving forward and allowing more types of guests to come on, which are hard sometimes to bring into the studio. Today, soon, we're going to have Phumi Nkuta. I am sorry if I butchered the name. I am not good with names. And my name is Wilfredo Armando Manzano, so that's already hard enough. So Fumi's the man. Phumi is currently the CFFC champion. He hasn't been fighting super long, but impressive enough where the man has attracted a lot of attention in a positive way. Everybody's already, the ring is coming soon. Like the guy's just, he's at that level. So I'm excited to have him on and also break down some fights with him. He trains out of North Jersey, I want to say. Actually think he trains, I could be wrong, but I think he trains up with like Aljamain and stuff. I think he trains up with Longo and Matt Serra. I could be making this up. But anyway, he's driving right now. He should be on the show soon once he can pull over. And then also on the show, we have Bubba Jenkins. Love that name, first of all. I don't know why. I love that name. I wish I could be a Bubba Jenkins. Bubba fights. So you're going to hear this Friday. This comes out Friday, which is, so tonight, he's fighting in the PFL. I can't wait to talk to him, not only about his fight, but so he can explain how the hell the PFL works. Because no matter what, I still don't understand.
I would say Chris went over it.
Okay, yeah, I know, but he gets this stuff. He's also like a sports guy. I'm not much of a sports guy, so like he compares it to like football. Anyway, he's gonna be on the show in a little bit, and he hopefully will make me understand it better, and then we can talk about his fight and kind of what's next for him. Jason Knight, who's been on the show several times, he actually makes his debut the same night in the PFL. So that should be cool to see him in there. Good for him, man. He said he wanted to get back in somewhere big. He pulled it off. Congrats to him. So anyway, I leave on vacation on Saturday.
I know, I'm jealous.
I'm very excited to be. We just went up to the Finger Lakes, but that was like a different type of trip. This is like drinks get brought to you type of trip. I'm okay with it. I'm not mad at being in the pool early in the morning with the kids. I'm not mad at going out to eat, walking around a hotel, kind of that vibe for 10 days or whatever it is. So I don't know what we're doing next week. I have lots of ideas. One of them being somebody co-hosting this show. I've reached out to several people. We'll see. I am not Jimmy Fallon, so it's hard. I can't find guest hosts that quickly like those people can. But if we pull that off, that would be fun. And if we don't, then we'll come up with something creative and fun for you guys, whoever's out there listening to check it out. Listen, what's up?
I don't know if this is.
You're not getting sound on. Well, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do some technical problem solving before we get guests on anyway?
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but it's not.
What, you're not hearing yourself on blast like super loud or anything?
Yeah, usually it's like deafening.
Let's see. Talk to me.
And I like don't even want to like talk up that loud.
I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you. You should see your channels moving too when you give it a good old tap.
Yeah, it's not moving on mine.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't hear myself talking that loud either. So
Okay,
I
I'll
wonder
just turn
what that would be.
just to.
So, you can always cut to the graphic real quick for 2 seconds, and I'll go take a look if you want to do that, just to make you at ease.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. I think I just turned everybody up, so we're good.
Oh, look at that. How's that sound?
Yeah, still testing out the kinks.
But you're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Are you happy?
I'm.
Did we have audio that whole time, or did I just tell?
We did have audio the whole time.
Did I just tell my whole story?
No,
on
we
mute.
Did.
Listen, we are figuring out, all the technical things. Just because it's 180 degrees from what it used to. Well, actually, no, it is 180 degrees from what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Whole different workflow. It's much better.
Absolutely.
I think. Let me take this opportunity to remind everybody to subscribe, please. I beg of you. It's free.
It's free.
It takes 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You support the show. You help us grow. You help more people find the show easily. And why the hell not? Support your local Philly MMA show. We're growing. We're doing big things. And either jump on now or jump on later. Because you'll be jumping on regardless. While we wait for the first call, let's talk about podcasting real quick.
Okay.
So, if you follow the world of MMA and you're young or you're into podcasts, right? You're into that world. There's a lot. We're nothing that, like, so different, but I think we are. Mm-hmm. I'm no journalist. I'm no Ariel Helwani or any of these people by any means, but I like talking fights and all the shit. So anyway, I was just gonna say, what are your thoughts on Jeremy Piven? You know who Jeremy Piven is, the actor? No. You don't know who Jeremy Piven is? Okay. Jeremy Piven was very popular because of the show Entourage. Oh, and he's been an actor forever. I'm shocked that you don't know who he is, but it doesn't matter. He just launched a podcast, and the first 2 guests are Masvidal and Tyron Woodley.
Of course.
And this is what pisses me off because, like, I feel like everybody's intro into podcasting now involves fights.
Yeah. It's a hot topic.
It is a hot topic, but can we talk about other things so that way it lets us people focus on those type of, Anyway, I saw Ariel Helwani do a post about that podcast, and I was confused. Like, is he promoting that podcast because they made him promote it? Somebody? Is there a connection?
It could be, yeah.
Or is he fanboying and he wants to be, like, cool with him?
He wants to.
It's like Ariel wants to be Jeremy Piven's boy, so therefore he's pushing. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
He's pushing another podcast that's similar and congratulating him for how good his questions are and how good the guests are.
You're just jealous.
Listen, whatever. Jeremy Piven, I like you as an actor. I'm confused by what you're doing outside of acting. He's doing stand-up comedy too, and based on what I kind of put together from people's comments is that because he's famous, it works. But if it's not necessarily the comedy, listen, I haven't heard any comedy from him, so I have no idea. He could be hilarious. But if he's doing the same thing with podcasting, you see why I get salty. Mm-hmm. Like the name, and I don't blame him. I'm sure there's whoever manages, I'm sure they're throwing ideas at him left and right. And it's like, what do we do next? Podcast? Do a podcast. Of course, that's what everybody does, right? Yeah. Everybody does a fucking podcast. And then I'm sure they were like, well, what do you like? Well, I like fighting. Okay, we'll talk about fighting. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Big fights for us this weekend.
Hell yeah.
Because the UFC is featuring 2 CAGESIDE show alums, Mr. Pat Sabatini and Mr. Andre Petrosky.
Hell yeah.
Like that's, and by the way, it was supposed to be Sean Brady too. Obviously, he had his issues with the whole foot thing. Kevin Lee is still fighting in that card. Who, by the way, thinks he's top 5 all of a sudden. He just entered the weight class and he says he's top 5.
That's bullshit.
All right, enjoy it, because he probably wins this one, right? And then he's still gonna have to face Brady at some point.
Yeah, Brady's gonna.
Not just because Brady's Philly, but I mean, we're not gonna let you say you're top 5.
No.
But if you want to come on the show, I'll have you on the show. But no, Sabatini, his second fight, his 3rd attempt in the UFC, but his 2nd fight, and they put him really early in the prelims.
Yeah, he was pretty early for his last fight too.
I know, but that was a bigger card. I feel like.
Yeah.
Why so? I mean, do people know? Sabatini's a fucking beast.
People are gonna know. I mean, after his last fight, like that was a clinic. That was complete dominance. Complete dominance. So I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, me too. It was cool. So for those of you who don't know, Pat Sabatini is he trains here in Philly, also in I guess Philly and outside of Philly, but he's part of the team. He's part of the many talented fighters that are currently shocking the world out there, like the Sean Brady's and like the Andre Petrowski's and all this stuff. But the cool thing is that Andre got called in last minute to jump in there. Andre was in the Tough show. What I don't know is, like, are all the people from the Tough show fighting or something? Is that what it is?
I think, is it the finals of the show?
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Okay, that's another thing like PFL that I don't get, but okay. So, but he wasn't going to be on the show. No. He got called to be on the show, on the fight card, I mean. Because he had already lost on the show.
Yeah, there was an injury, so he's taking the guy's
He's taking the guy's place. Okay. Either way, I kind of have a feeling that both of these Philly gentlemen are going to put on a good fucking show. Absolutely. So we're excited about that. And Sunday, I mean, is this the biggest fight of the year? Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley? No? Okay.
I'm so...
I have lots to say about that situation.
Really?
Well, because Woodley should go in there and put on a clinic, as we just said about Sabatini, right? Put on a clinic, show who the professional Hall of Famer, MMA star he was, and all this stuff. I'm kind of worried that he's going to lose.
I'm honestly worried.
Right?
Which is, shouldn't feel that way. But, like, if we got prime Woodley, no doubt. But we're getting...
4 losses in a row, Woodley. 5 losses in a row, Woodley. But the world... the way the world has been working, I feel like he's going to lose. But... if the world wasn't so weird, if the world wasn't so weird, I would say, well, of course, like, Woodley's gonna dominate him, and it's gonna, by the way, it's possible, and Anderson Silva did it against Chavez Jr.
Yeah,
and that that one I was like, shit, with the way things are going, Anderson Silva gets embarrassed, but no, he put on a clinic, so like, come on, Woodley,
he better
help us out.
I'm gonna be. I don't know, like, what happens after if Jake Paul wins?
Jake Paul is fucking extremely more famous than he is now.
Exactly. Like,
because
it's gonna be harder to put, like, shit on his name, which is what I
know. But Woodley, if Woodley wins, there goes the Paul brothers, I think. Don't you think? I think that cancels it. Yeah, you think they come back? Mm-hmm. Depends how it goes down, I guess.
Yeah.
If he gets embarrassed.
Which I hope so.
I don't know, man.
Really, there's a tattoo bet involved in the whole, like...
The what got involved?
A tattoo bet.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They got to tattoo each other's names if they win. Or if they lose.
That's just gross.
Listen. So, talking about the Paul brothers.
Wait, but we gotta put a pin in that because our first guest is here.
Oh, who we got? We got Phumi?
We got Phumi.
Let me put my headphones on. You know what they say about TV production?
What?
That silence kills. So it is my job to continue blabbing like I'm sure everybody wants to listen to me blab. Oh!
There we go.
Oh, man.
Do you carry the belt everywhere you go?
Dude, what do you think the champ does?
All right. I appreciate that about you. I love that. Bro, can you hear me okay? This is a new studio, new technology.
Very well, man.
All right,
How you
awesome.
feeling?
Dude, I'm good, man. This is episode 2 in the new studio, and just trying to keep the caliber of guests up here. So I appreciate you jumping on, man.
Yo, man, it looks nice.
Listen, brother, I've been wanting you to come in studio, but I know you're a busy guy. So whenever you're ready, Make your way. Make your way in here.
We'll make that happen soon.
Uh,
ASAP.
Are you? So do you train? Am I wrong? Do you train with Longo and Sarah like up there in North Jersey or?
Yeah, yeah. So I train with those guys up here. So makes it a little bit tough for me to go everywhere, right? Because I got to be in town for training camp. But we'll make something happen.
All right, my man. Can you try to turn your phone sideways? Is that doable so we can fill that screen up? Let's see if that looks better. Just want to make sure people see that belt a little clearer. There you go. Now we're talking.
A bit better.
Yeah. See, now I can read it. So I gave a little preview, about having you on, and I kind of broke down your background a little bit already. But you're kind of storming through the sport, right? Because you're putting in a small amount of fights, you've put on a big enough show that your name's out there, that people are recognizing you quickly. Is that kind of how you feel it's been going?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, am I where, I want to be, or am I where, I think my skill level, shows I should be? Not yet, but I think that's what I got to do next. I got to just show everybody, now people are talking and saying, maybe that kid does deserve that chance. After my next fight, after the one after that, they're going to be saying, not only should we have given that kid a chance, but yeah, that kid's one of the best in the world.
So obviously we see the UFC calling up a lot of the CFFC guys, even with a small amount of fights or whatever. Do you want to have an extra fight? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you want to kind of keep this gold going for a little bit before you get that call, so that way you feel more ready, or you're good and ready to go?
Man, look. At the end of the day, I'm ready right now.
All right, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm ready to go right now. I mean, look. At the end of the day, when you're sparring with the caliber of guys that you're sparring with at this gym, you're working with the caliber of guys that you're working with at this gym. If you're one of the best in the world and you're competing with the best in the world, training with the best in the world, why not fight the best in the world? That's where I'm at right now, man.
Yeah.
So UFC can call me tomorrow, dude. I'll drop to 125 pounds. I'll be right there. I'll be in that opponent's face, and I'll get my hand raised at the end of that.
My man, I love that. Which guys are you training with mostly up there? Are you training with Aljamain?
Yeah, Aljo, Marab. I mean, we got guys like Steve Lee in the mix. You guys don't even know who are studs. Steve Lee, Anthony DeLemme, Dennis Bazookia, who you probably know who's on his way up. Yeah, we got, man, just a whole cast of guys that are so good. And those are just the fighters, man. That's not even including, the jiu-jitsu phenoms that you have over at Sarah's that push us every day. So it's tough work, but dude, it's the best training you can get.
Love it. So I heard, I don't know if it's official, but is your next fight booked already?
We do have a fight booked.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything because they haven't announced it yet, but if you throw the name out there, I might not say no. But I don't know if I'm technically allowed to announce it yet.
Damn, I feel like we're too close in proximity. I don't know what you know about the show, but we're very close in proximity with somebody that might not be too happy if I put it out there ahead of time.
Okay.
But
well, look, I know it was on MMA Junkie. I know they put yesterday on
CFFC
MMA Junkie.
101.
Oh, okay. All right. So we can at least say, so you're not on the Tampa card, but you're headlining the next card, 101.
Headline card.
My man, that's awesome. Good for you.
Yep.
I honestly, I think he was supposed to also be on the show. I think who you're fighting, but it's I think he fought in the fight that I went to, right, Gabby? We'll make people figure it out. Wasn't he there? Didn't he fight when we went to the Philly card? Actually, you were there. You were talking to CM Punk, I think.
I was in the corner, yeah.
So he fought that night, right?
Yeah, no, he fought that night. I was in the corner. Actually, no, I was on commentary earlier that day with CM Punk, John Morgan, those guys. And later on in the night, main card, I was cornering the guy during his fight against him.
Okay, all right. So there you go. All right, people can figure it out without me having to break any news.
Look, if you don't know, you should now.
Exactly. Listen, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. You're about to train, but can you kind of give me a quick glimpse of who you were as a kid and what took you into that mindset of I want to be a fighter when I get older?
I'll tell you what, man. When I was a kid, I was always fun, man. I always liked to play, have fun. I was laid back. I never really took things too seriously, But I got to be honest, man. I had my oldest brother. He was such a big influence on me, man, and obviously my mom too. My mom, I got the work ethic from her, but I think it was my oldest brother. Now that I think about it, that really kind of led me to want to be the greatest of all time, man. Because I remember when I was a kid, his favorite basketball player was Jordan. You know what I mean? The guy who was the best. And then his favorite wrestler was Bret Hart, the guy who was always talking about the best or his best, right? So, luckily, when I was a kid, I had him as an influence to kind of put these different role models in my life, man, that kind of inspired me to be the best. And I grew up as a pro wrestling fan. So when I was 12 years old and I saw Ken Shamrock fighting in the UFC, this was just on TV randomly. I was just bugging out, man. I was like, this is crazy. Like, I'd seen kickboxing, boxing. I know this is real, but
Right.
this is madness, man. But just taking that mentality of the hard work I got from my mom, the influence of, my brother and the people he showed in my path, like the greatest of all times in their respective sports. And then also professional wrestling. It just all came together into one solid mix. And now you got the best mixed martial artists in the world.
Boom. So safe to say you're after greatness. You're after being kind of that person that you saw your brother looking up to. It's not just the fighting; it's also getting to that level.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? My goal could just be to get into the UFC. My goal could just be to win a UFC championship. Hell, this could have been my only goal, but nah, man. At the end of the day, like, I'm shooting for the stars, aiming for the moon, man. And why not? Why not be the greatest? I know I can be the greatest. I know I have the work ethic to be the greatest. I know nobody in this sport is really working harder than me. So at the end of the day, you got the skills, you got the talent, you got the self-belief. Why am I going to sit here and shortchange myself and go after these low goals? Nah, man, I'm going to the top, and I'm training like I'm going to the top.
And are you enjoying every minute of it though? Are you seeing that goal or that bigger thing, but also just enjoying the fact that you're training with these beasts and like kind of and living out the dream, right? You're doing what you want to do.
Yeah, and look, man, that took me some time to kind of realize too, because when you're not really making it right to where you want to be, you're almost like, shoot, is this worth it? Is it worth it? It sucks. You got bills to pay. You got, people telling you to leave this thing behind or whatever. But I'll tell you what, right now, man, everything's all right. Life is pretty good when you're the champ. And, at the end of the day, look, man, this is what I was telling some people earlier. I really wanted to get on that contender series this year. But look, man, at the end of the day, it's God's plan. I'm just having fun. I'm training with people that I like. I'm hanging out with people that I like. At the end of the day, the UFC is going to call eventually. I know they will, so might as well just have fun while I'm rolling.
It was like I was telling Burrell on a past couple shows ago. I'm like, you just got to focus on impressing yourself with your performance every fight. Like, right? Like, yeah. The call's going to come when it comes, and if it doesn't come, I mean, you're not going to regret putting everything into that specific fight. That's ahead of you. I know that's common knowledge. Just I'm not shocking you with this, but it's I feel like people forget sometimes. Like, it's one at a time. You know what I mean? One at a time, and it'll go like this.
You can't think about the next fight when you got an opponent, a hungry opponent, sitting across from you. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, look, at the end of the day, I never look past my opponents, but I always just try and be the best me, right? So, when I fight that guy on October 2nd, yeah, I'm going to be thinking about him, but I'm also trying to just be better than the guy I was on October 1st. Mm-hmm. And then when I wake up the next day on October 3rd, I'm going to try and be better than the guy who was in that ring the night before. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, it's just that hard work, keeping it up, and never losing hope, never losing sight of what's, ahead of you, and just keeping the ball rolling, baby.
What you said that you had a couple, you had some time where things were a little negative and people kind of taught you to leave it behind. How long did that last? How long did you go on your own fumes of saying no? Like, I just know there's just something. I know that it's going to happen. I just need to stick to it. How long did that last?
For a while, man. For a while. Look, I'm not gonna lie, man. I had a lot of people help me on this journey, but can't say it was. There were times it was definitely a lonely journey, definitely in the beginning. I'd say like right around maybe last year, it started getting a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, it's one of those things where, I'm not going to harp on it too much, bro. It's life. And if you can make it through those moments, you make it past those moments, dude, look, adversity builds character, baby, at the end of the day. So I look back on it, almost as a good thing. I almost am kind of glad I had that, because I might not be as mentally strong or as strong of a person as I am today without it.
I love that, man. I think a lot of people don't realize how many people quit along the way when it gets a little
Yeah.
tough or when it takes too long. There's very few people who spend most of their life, actually going after a goal with full steam and not succeeding. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's man. Like, look, not the first time I said I was gonna be the best at this was when I was 12, right? And I hopped into a kickboxing gym at 12. Then at 14, I hopped into a jiu-jitsu school. Then at 16, I joined the wrestling team. So yeah, man, this for me, this has been something I've been doing, living, and breathing since I was a kid, man. And that's the thing, especially when you're young. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks, oh, you just got this dream. Oh, it's just a hobby. It's just a fad, But since I was a kid, man, I've always wanted to not just be in the position I am today, but excel and be in the further positions that I know I can get to. And it's just all about, just taking it day by day, like you were saying before, enjoying the moment, enjoying, the day in, day out that you go through and just having fun, man. That's it.
That's it. How's your brother feel about you? How's he feel about your fighting?
He's not really a fan too much of the fighting, but it's all right.
I was just wondering, like, did he want you to play a different sport, or or if he's fully supportive of you chasing that dream?
Yeah. When I mean, look, here's the thing. I always think about it like poetry in motion, right? And I mean, obviously, I've won a world title now, and I haven't even gotten to hit in about 8 MMA fights. All the way going back to as an amateur. So for me, I almost look at it like, I'm kind of having fun in there, but to some other people, they see the danger. They see what happens to other people and think it can happen to me. Look, maybe one day it might, but I'll tell you right now, I still haven't gotten touched.
I love it. Listen, this weekend's fights, are you looking forward to seeing anybody specific? I mean, we have, Pat Sabatini, Andrew Petrowski, Philly guys fighting in the UFC. And then Sunday, we have Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley. I would love to get your thoughts on both of these two events if you have anything that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that card this weekend. Pat Sabatini. The two people I'm really looking forward to the most, Pat Sabatini for one. I know he's a beast. Obviously, he's got that jiu-jitsu black belt as well. His grappling is tight, and he seems to be getting just so comfortable in there. So solid guy. Fought our guy James Gonzalez too. So that guy was one to let his arm break, and he's a tough kid, man. So he's a soldier. I'm excited to see what he does, and also Giga Shikaze, man. I had the pleasure of meeting him last time I was in Vegas from Rob's fight, and dude, he's got one hell of a kick. He was a glory kickboxer. He's got crazy stand-up, crazy knockout power in both of those hips. And to see him go against a solid kickboxer like Edson Barbosa, dude, that's my fight of like this month for me, man. I can't wait for that one. As far as the Jake Paul one goes, dude, at the end of this day, man, like with fights like that, I'm gonna just get my popcorn and just sit back. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure. And
I can't hate on the guy. You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna hate on Jake Paul? Like, you know what I mean? Guy's making money. He's making more money than I'm making and a lot of other MMA fighters making. So I feel like if I were to just be talking trash on him, it would just be coming out of a place of jealousy more so than actually, believe in that,
I sincerely believe that the money he's creating for these type of events is going to benefit all you guys, because the amount of eyeballs, the amount of attention on how much fighters should get paid or how much they can get paid, I think it trickles down, man. I think it goes across the different, the UFC and the regional. It will slowly, I think, make an impact. So people can talk all the shit that they want, but in reality, the guy's doing something positive for the sport, even though it's not the same sport. Let's call it what it is, right? Now,
look, providing entertainment, and that's what he wants to do at most. So
yeah,
whatever. Kudos to him.
Can you give me two quick picks? Give me the Barboza. Give me a pick there, and then give me a pick on the Woodley fight.
Barboza, Shikaze. Shoot, man, you're really making me pick on the spot like this, man. I love both of these guys, but I'm gonna have to go with Giga, man. I love Barboza. He's a great fighter, super tough, solid kickboxing. To be honest, like, there's a part of me that is thinking, man, you're gonna be wrong. And Barbosa, he's tough. He's a veteran. He's been in the mix for a while. But look, man, that guy Giga, he's tough. He's fresh. You know, when you put the miles in your body Barbosa's has, you know, at some point, man, it might have to start going down. And Giga Chikadze, man, he's on a roll right now. So I'm going with him. As far as the other boxing fight we got this weekend, Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul. Look, man, I know some people who have actually trained at that gym, at Mayweather's gym, and seen Jake Paul work. He ain't bad. They say he ain't bad. So
that's what I hear.
At the end of the day, man, this ain't MMA. This is boxing. Tyrone might think it could be easy. He might have the power, but I'm picking Jake Paul to win off the skill, off the grit, and I can't even believe I'm saying this. I'm disgusted with myself.
I'm disgusted with you too, bro.
I'm just look. I hope I'm wrong. I look. I want to be wrong, but
the thing is, I don't. The sad thing is, I don't disagree with you, man. I feel like you nailed it, and it's just unbelievable that this is what like the general consensus is exactly what you just said. You know,
look, at the end of the day, though, it makes sense, man. Like, and this is what people notice too with the Floyd Mayweather counter fight. You say the word fight, and all of a sudden people think it's this contested thing. Nah, man, these are different sports, right?
Yeah.
Like, if it's an MMA fight, we got a different answer. If it's a boxing fight, we got a different answer. So you got to take that into consideration.
Can you imagine if in like 5 years we're all calling Jake Paul like the greatest boxer at the moment, like in general, as an actual boxer? Can you imagine if that happens?
Come on, man. That's like saying, what if the zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow?
We're going to roll back on this tape at some point. No. Well, hey, listen, we'll see. By the way, funny enough, of course, Jake Paul and his brother moved to like my current hometown in Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico, and we have a house where they train in Dorado, which like it's so bizarre that now he goes and fights, and that's his like where he's fighting out of. I'm like, what the? They're like taking over all the shit that I like. Boxing, my hometown. It's like, what is happening? It's a fucking weird world.
Yeah. Well, you got to be a fan of them. You got to get the Jake Paul, Logan Paul shirts, no?
All right. Listen. All right. Now I'm going to have to. I'm going to get you one too, though.
Oh, man. All right. If you wear one, I'll wear it.
All right. When you come in the studio, we'll both wear matching.
Matter of fact, he wins, I'll wear the shirt on the show.
Ooh. Yeah. I love it. Brother, with that, I think I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go train. I know you're a busy guy. Thank you for being on the show. Tell your buddies up there, we'd love to have them on. We're just a young show trying to grow, so anybody like the Aljos or whatever, would definitely help to boost us a little bit. So, plus we'd get to have a fun conversation with them as well. So please share as much as you can. I would appreciate it.
Am I not big enough for you now?
What's that?
Am I not big enough?
No, you're big enough for this episode, but I got to do another episode next week again. I need more people.
I'm messing with you, bro. I'm messing with you. I'll talk to those guys, and I'll try and get down there myself, too.
My man. Awesome, brother. I'll be waiting for you. All right. Take care, man. See ya.
Take care. Peace.
Well, look at that. I insulted him on his way out, as I tend to do. No, you know what I meant, right?
Yeah, no.
Because all these guys will only really listen to those type of guys. They're not going to listen to me if I reach out. I'm no Jeremy Piven.
Well, that's how we infiltrated Daniel Gracie, John Marquez, one at a time.
That's it. It starts with one.
Exactly.
It starts with one. Cool guy. That guy is
he's a champ. I love that with the belt.
Yeah, he's a very likable dude, talented dude, well-spoken dude. Carries the belt like as he should, right?
Hell yeah, I would. That's my thing. If I had a belt of any kind, everywhere, supermarket, like everyone needs to know.
A belt of it. I feel like I should make a cage side belt so you have to carry it. So I made kind of agreements with Gorecki to wear sweatpants on his show on the show when he comes. We have to wear Jake Paul shirts when he comes.
No.
I feel like I'm making too many bets that I'm not going to be able to keep up with.
See, yeah. So now the stakes have become higher for the Jake Paul fight because now you're included.
Exactly. By the way, I kind of feel like what I just predicted, the 5 years from now situation, could happen.
No.
I think it could.
Don't put that on us.
I think it could. He's just getting better. He's just getting better. While we all make fun of him, he's just getting better. Think about it. And by the way, he's fighting in the biggest stages, so he doesn't even have to overcome that part. You know, a lot of fighters take forever to fight, 20 fights before they actually go on the big stage as a boxer. Jake Paul has done it with every single fight from his first one. All right.
So
listen,
when does he fight like Canelo?
Next year. I'm just kidding. No, Canelo will be retired by the time he gets to the level that he could fight anybody.
But that's like, if you're talking about greatest like boxer, like I feel like you're gonna have to fight a great boxer.
Well, he hasn't fought a boxer yet. Let's be real. Let's
I'm
slow it down. I'm gonna slow my own thing down.
Yeah, see, when he fights those guys,
yeah,
then we can start talking.
You do see some young boxers who are just fucking impressive at their craft. I don't care what you say. Jake Paul's not at that level.
No.
But if he's smart at what he does. So
absolutely,
by the time he even gets to the point where he would fight a legit boxer, he's made so much money, and he's already a millionaire going into this, right?
At least, yeah.
He's going to make so much money and be so polarizing that I don't think he even needs to ever go he might just be an exhibition fighter forever. He might get the McGregor fight. He might get the exhibition with De La Hoya. Who the fuck knows? De La Hoya's fighting too. I never expected any of these people to fight in my lifetime.
No.
And they're just keep on coming back.
Paycheck's bigger.
I don't know. How much longer do you think we got before Bubba joins us? What do you think? Soon, right? He should be on soon.
Yeah, he should be calling in any minute.
Very good. How are you in the podcast producers nook? Things are moving along. Things are moving along over there.
Things are going good.
All right, good. Yeah, I feel like this one went better. The connection. And what a good guy to basically just go ahead and jump on the call right before training. That's the last thing I probably want to do. Let me talk to somebody who is going to tell me that I'm not big enough to be on the show. And then let me go fight.
He knows what you meant.
I'm just joking. Anyway, so were you watching the fights this weekend? Watching them at home?
Yeah, probably home.
Nice, chill. I'm going to watch them in Dominican Republic. I bring my fire cube with me.
Oh, my God.
Everywhere I travel. And I find a way to rig it to the TVs in hotel rooms, which usually aren't the easiest things to mess with. And hopefully that goes smoothly so I can watch the fights. Now, I don't know what time Sabatini's going to go on. Probably early.
I think so.
So I might have to jump out of the pool for that one.
Well, it's my dad's all in because it's Philly guy. So he's like, yeah, I'll watch it. What time? Like, what? Never, not interested in fighting at all. But he's like, well, he's from Philly, so I got to watch.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's good. That's a gateway drug.
I said, yep. We're definitely a Philly family in my house, so.
That's good. Do you know what time the card starts? By the way, we can talk about the last card, the Gaslam card. Mm-hmm. Why did that card last so long? I'm like, this is like pay-per-view time. I went to bed at 1:30. That's some bullshit.
Not a lot of stoppages.
Which was, by the way, at the same time as the Pacquiao fight. So I was switching back and forth. By the way, I called Pacquiao losing. Just saying.
Oh, no.
Just saying.
Yeah, wait. The card from last week, 1, 2, 3, 4 decisions. And then submission in the third round. 4:30. Like, yeah.
The last card?
Mm-hmm.
It was painful. But there was like six fights in the main card.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I don't know.
All right, and we have Bubba Jenkins on.
My God.
Get your headphones on.
Let me put the cans on, as the kids call it. Do the kids call it that?
No.
There he is. What's going on, man? Uh-oh, I think he ran away. We just see an elbow. If I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you turn the phone sideways? Can you hear me? You might not be able to hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There you go. You can hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks,
Good to
brother.
go.
Do you mind turning the phone sideways so we fill this screen up and people can see you a little better?
Yeah.
Where are you currently? Are you in Florida right now, or where you at?
Yep. I'm in Florida day before weigh-ins.
Day before weigh-ins. Listen, I appreciate you being on the show because not only are you on the show, which is good enough, you're on the show like very close to fighting. Fighters don't like to be on the shows close to fighting typically. You're not really up for it. How are you? How are you feeling? Are you good?
I'm feeling tired. I'm good though. We gonna rock this out. I can tell you that.
How's the weight? How's the weight cut?
3 more.
3 more?
3 more.
My man, you got this, brother. Listen, I won't take up too much of your time. I have 2 main things that I want to talk to you about. One is I like to get into the background a little bit, of the fighters. Did you wrestled for Penn State, correct?
Penn State, and then I transferred in my senior year to Arizona State, where I pinned the Penn State kid in the finals.
So so we're Philly. So Penn State is our neck of the woods. How was it being in Penn State and being in this area? Were you in Philly much?
I didn't go to Philly that much, but State College and Philadelphia are probably 2.5 hours apart. I loved State College. It's the city. The college makes the city. So, everything in that area is all Penn State. So I like that kind of feel. And man, being at Penn State, it was legendary to me. I made some historical things happen, and I'll forever be on their wall.
That's awesome. Yeah, you're a beast in wrestling, and you're growing up. Was wrestling always the main thing, or was martial arts also part of that?
No, I was an athlete. I played football. I played basketball. Me and Percy Harvin grew up together, running around Virginia. I watched Allen Iverson and Michael Vick. I'm a Virginia boy, so all sports was right in our DNA.
And then you said Iverson and Michael Vick, so that's Philly.
Yep. Actually, absolutely.
Yeah.
Iverson
See?
went to them 76ers. Vic played for Philadelphia.
See,
so,
man, you're linked to us forever, brother.
I won nationals in Philly, so I got mad love for Philly.
There you go. So I'm hoping you can help me a little bit because I've been told by other fighters and they've explained PFL to me. I'm not like the biggest sports guy in general outside of fighting. So when they explained to me how the PFL works, I was still a little dumb about it. So is it can you easily explain it to me? The way it starts like as a season?
Yeah, so there's 10 I think there's 10 guys in a bracket. 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Then there's some alternates. The first 2 rounds are regular season, like the 82 games of NBA, they're regular season. But whatever you do in those 2 rounds, only the top 4 guys make it to the playoffs. So you got to do everything right in those 2 rounds to make it as far as, win each round. So say I got a 3-round fight and I win my fight, but I only win 2 of those 3 rounds. My points only going to equivalent to the 3 for the win. It's like Penn State. It's like wrestling duels. My points equal the win, so I get 3 points. But if another guy comes out and he's got his guy beat unanimously, then he's got all 3 of his rounds. I got 2 or 3 of my rounds to win. He's got 3 or 3 of his rounds. We both got 3 points, but all the points aren't the same. And also, a knockout is 6 points. A finish is 5 points. The top points at the end.
Oh shit!
The top 4 go to the playoffs.
Oh, so that's even more complicated. I mean, no, I get it. I understand it better now, but it's even more to keep track of because because of the point system. I got
There's
you.
a point system.
I got you. So, but you've won both fights this season, correct?
Yep.
So you're 2-0.
At the end of the day, it's win in advance. You win well, you advance.
Right, because that's what I was trying to figure out. Because like Rory McDonald lost both of his fights, but he was still in the playoffs or no? Do you know?
I don't think he's in the playoffs.
No. Okay. So I missed.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my own tournament, so I don't know what Rory's doing.
I feel it. Fair point. Fair point. I was just trying to understand, so I'm looking at all the guys and seeing who continues to move forward and trying to understand why. All right. So tell me about this fight. You fight Friday night, correct? Or Friday. How are we feeling for this fight?
Excited, man. I'm going to put on a show. My opponent believes that he's going to bring a pace to me that I can't handle. He's going to try to, keep a heavy pace and then try to fold me in the third. And I just don't see it happening. I'm fairly confident, every bit of, excited about what we got going on. So I can't call it. I just know I'm going to get my hand raised.
Love it. What happens? Okay, to continue the PFL talk, what happens after that fight? After you win on Friday, what comes next?
When I win on Friday, we are fighting either the British boy or the Russian for $1 million.
For $1 million.
$1 million fight after this fight. Once I win this one, the next one is for $1 million.
So how does that feel? Like that's exciting. That's more than just a belt, right?
Yeah, that's more than just the belt. That's finances for my future. That's, a great start to, my children's inheritance. That's, obviously we know today $1 million won't save you for the rest of your life, but it's a good start on helping me build the other things and the other plans that I have. It puts a little gas in a couple of the cars that I have of ideas that I want to do.
Awesome. So you win the $1 million, then you start all over again next season. Is that how it works?
Yeah. Every year, no politics. Every year that belt's got to be given up and fought for.
So Gabby's the producer over here. I kind of like this. Now that I, thanks to you, man. Now that I understand more, this is a lot more exciting than just fighting for a belt and hearing about fighter pay.
There's an actual season. There's actual, it's like, we go hard for 6-7 months and then we're off for a couple months and then we ramp it back up again. And you kind of know when you're fighting. Every 8 weeks or so you're fighting because it's tournament style. So
you're not waiting to get the phone call about who you're fighting next and you've been on a layoff and you want to get back in and there's rust. So you're an active athlete. For somebody like you who's always been an athlete, that's kind of nice, right?
Absolutely. It's perfect. That's exactly what I would want for my organization.
Awesome, man. Listen, I won't take up too much of your time. It's great that you even jumped on, obviously, in the weight cut process. Do you have any? I mean, you're fighting Friday, so I'm sure your focus is only on that. We've been talking about UFC, and we've been talking about this Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley fight. Do you have any thoughts on that fight at all?
I think Woodley got to win this fight for his legacy. He's done some good things, and there's a flash in the pan for a good cold 3 years there at 170. Nobody can beat him. He's tough as nails, and his last couple of performances are legacy challenging. And I believe with Paul having the name and the credentials and background that he has, Woodley's got to get this dub for the culture, for his legacy, for the pride. No one's gonna remember Woodley beating up on CrossCheck. People are gonna remember Woodley getting beat by a YouTuber who talked trash to Conor.
Ooh, see, I love that. I love that. That's a perfect perspective. Mm-hmm. You're right. How do you see it going, though?
I got Woodley on straight off the heart. I know that my coach Dewey sends a lot of guys to go train with the Paul brothers out here in Vegas, but all for the reasons that I've given as to why Woodley's got to win, I think Woodley will win.
Okay. All right. I like that. All right, I'll take that pick. Well, listen, brother, thank you so much for coming on. If you're ever back in the Philly area, which you seem to be connected to no matter what you want to do, I would love to have you in the studio. It would be an honor, brother.
Absolutely, my man. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, next time we do this with bad man energy. Just right now is 3 pounds to go type talk. So.
I have all the sympathy in the world for you. I actually feel bad even bothering you. But yeah, once you're hydrated, you're good to go. You're off season. Let's do it in here and let's have some fun. All right, brother.
Absolutely. All right, man.
Take care, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Gabby. We have some data to debate for this Woodley fight. I kind of he swayed me. I kind of agree with him.
See, but just because you need the win doesn't mean you're gonna get the win.
Wow, you're being a hater.
I'm not being a hater. See,
I'm
jaded because I was so sure because before the last fight with Ben Askren, no way.
It's impossible.
I'm jaded. My world is darker.
By the way, and I also feel that stupid for like being so for Askren. Now that I see the playback of all that happened and how terrible he looked, now I'm like, of course he was gonna lose.
Exactly.
He's in worse shape than I am. Of course, and he, by the way, probably a worse striker than I am, to be quite honest.
Bold claims.
I'm just saying. My 1s and 2s were pretty good back in the day. We both have the same dad bod. I feel like I might have had a better chance.
See, that's you versus Ben Askren. That's the next fight.
I would 100% be confident in taking him on. In boxing. Not in MMA. I would not know what to do with anything thrown at me in MMA that isn't a punch.
That's fair.
I feel like I just painted myself in a way where it's just nothing but hate. Anyway, any current events before we wrap this guy up?
Well, we can do, speaking of CFFC, a certain commentator made waves this weekend.
Oh yeah, CM Punk.
Made pro wrestling debut.
You know what? I saw this, and it meant nothing to me. I know CM Punk is a wrestler. I know CM Punk fought in the UFC. I know CM Punk is a commentator for CFFC. Seems like a very good dude. I know nothing about wrestling, so I saw some big announcement get posted about him. What does it all mean? That he's back in wrestling?
Yes. So I'm gonna give you the Spark Notes pro wrestling history with him. So he was in WWE.
I'm just joking. No, go ahead. He was in WWE.
What, like 8 years ago? 11 years in like early 2000s.
Okay.
Major star. Quits. Does the
fighting
UFC.
Yeah.
Commentary. And people from, there's a new company, AEW, is the new up and coming wrestling competition to WWE.
Okay.
And so they had been teasing CM Punk. They'd never said his name, but just like little clues would pop up. They were going to Chicago, his hometown, like stuff like that. Things were circling. And I was like, I don't know. And then CFFC was teasing it too. And it's so funny because it was going over people's heads, but like, because
you got it.
I got it. And I was watching it with my sister who like writes for wrestling magazines.
Really?
And we were like, oh my God, like this is confirming it. Because CM Punk, like, basically the TV show is called Rampage.
Okay.
And he goes, oh, CM Punk on commentary, CFFC goes, yeah, just, my favorite video game growing up, Rampage. Like, he's dropping hints. And
I feel like you were just projecting this false information. I mean, lucky for you that it worked out. But if you were like, oh, I read between the lines.
I definitely, like, it's one of those things where I was like, I'm either crazy or I know exactly.
He's like, I feel like I'm wrestling for the mic over here with John. You were like...
No, and then Rob Haydak comes on. He starts making a joke. Oh, are you going to be busy next Friday? Like, I was like, and you were just feeding all this data to your sister, so she had all the insider information. Well, it's so funny because I think we got CFFC some new fans because she starts tweeting it.
Okay.
Being like, go check out this stream. Like, CM Punk is talking about it right now. So people started going.
Oh, shit.
And watching CFFC to get clues.
Wow.
So I think that it worked.
So, but it's official now. So he's wrestling again in this AEW.
So he walked out. He made his debut on the show. He is wrestling. Maybe tonight, actually. Tonight live.
Tonight, like Friday tonight.
2 days ago, Wednesday.
This is pre-taped.
Could be wrestling again tonight, but yeah. So that's.
Oh, that's
back.
cool.
It was like the video of him walking out because people were chanting his name before the show started, like chanting his name. He walks out, the whole arena erupts. So it is an excellent time to be a CM Punk fan.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I I know you're like, I don't understand. But this is because CM Punk, great guy in general, great commentary.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm, haven't heard of any.
I just didn't know at what level he was in the wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, I know wrestling people that are, I guess, very popular. Therefore, I know him. But I didn't really know too much of him before the UFC thing. So, therefore, I never knew how big his audience was or how was he good? Was he the good guy? Was he the bad guy? Who
he's like
knows?
Up there, like John Cena, like.
He was John Cena level?
Yeah, like he was like number one, like main event, like big deal. That's why like him coming back to wrestling at all, because he said he was never going to come back. Like,
right.
Just him coming back at all is huge. Now he's in the rival company. Huge.
He's coming on the show in a couple weeks.
I mean, we have an in. That would be.
I've been told that was going to happen anyway. I don't know now that he's a big shot again.
I know now. See, we should have done it a couple weeks ago. Now it's going to be a lot harder.
All right. Well, listen. I'll put on the knee pads and the elbow pads if that's going to help convince. Yeah. So starting next week, we're going to have more content about wrestling. It's just going to be Gabby's Corner. That's what it's going to be called. Next on Gabby's Corner. All right. Well, good for him.
Let us, comment below if you want any, CM Punk on the show. If you want any wrestling talk, let us know. Like and subscribe so we know.
If you want more wrestling talk, subscribe. if that couldn't be more clickbaity.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Share with a loved one. Share with people you don't like if you want to piss them off. Go ahead and get some merch. We have a very limited stock and sizes available. A lot of the typical sizes are already gone. But we'll do another batch soon. I don't know what's happening next week, but tune in for that. Once again, I'd like to thank Videosmith for supporting the show. And Spaceboy for supporting with the awesome shirts. So if you've already gotten one, you know what I'm talking about. Are they not the softest, nicest?
Shirt ever.
They get better the more you wash them. They're purposely made to get distressed looking, so they're not fading on you. That was my idea of like a vintage tee. A lot of people are repping them. The Dawkins brothers are wearing them. They're out and about with them.
Like Takesian's repping them.
The man is our official model.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're out there. Get yourself a shirt. I've been shipping them out very quickly, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I get the alert. Sometimes they go out the same day. So you're not going to be waiting forever. It was just the people in the beginning that had to wait a little long because it was a pre-sale. But anyway, get your shirts. Subscribe. Download. Comment. Like. Write a review for us on Apple Pod. I mean, anything you can do, please do. We appreciate you.